My name is Jenks. I'm a professor of communication at Dominican. I do most of my work in journalism. Communication is a very broad term, and so I think what I'd like to do is start out with what communication means to me as a journalist. And that is because I worked as a journalist for about 7 years before becoming an academic. Communication means trying to go out and get as much information as you can, make sure that it's newsworthy, you verify that information, and then you process it in a form that keeps it true to the facts, true to the verified facts, and in a form that is appealing to someone who's a reader, a listener, a viewer, whether they're getting it in print or online or on television, and you communicate the basic truth that you've dug out, that you've acquired. And yes. I think people should try to learn as many languages as possible. One of the problems, of course, in America is the dominant language is English, and that's, of course, obviously a dominant world language, so it's easy for people not to learn another language. But when you do, you not only learn to communicate effectively with other people who don't speak your native language, your own language actually becomes more precise, more colorful. You learn more about your own language when you're learning another one. I joke that my language became much more concise. My writing became more concise once I took a computer programming language class back in the 80s. But you know, I've learned some Spanish. I can read it a lot better than I can speak it. Picked up some German along the way, a long time ago, and little bits and pieces there. But what it does is it widens your appreciation for the capacity of language to express meaning, and widens what you can do. Sometimes you find that the absolute right word is in a different language, and that enriches your own ability to communicate, I believe. I think the larger point I'd want to make about communication is when we have an explosion of knowledge, it's kind of going up geometrically every day. It's very important to be able to communicate, across specialties, across fields, across disciplines, across careers, across, language boundaries, racial boundaries, ethnic boundaries, religious boundaries. Communication is really the key. It's the glue that keeps a lot of things together.